Anti-Palestinian forces intentionally conflate decolonization with the elimination of settler populations in order to repress speech and criminalize activism. When Elon Musk proclaims on the social media platform that decolonization necessarily implies a Jewish genocide, when chanting "from the river to the sea" can get you arrested in Germany, and attending a rally where those words were spoken can get you fired from your job in the United States, the message is that the ongoing colonization of Palestine is justified by the need to avert a hypothetical future event. It does not seem to matter that for decades, Palestinian movements have emphasized that it is not their goal to throw Jews into the sea, but rather to dismantle an Israeli state built upon Jewish supremacy, at the very moment when Israel and its allies are committing a genocide in Gaza, intensifying violence in the West Bank, and threatening the lives of Palestinians elsewhere. The specter of this imaginary expulsion serves to obscure the very real one that Palestinians have been experiencing for 76 years. To insist that Palestinians must account for the future of Israelis is to deflect from the central question: how to end a brutal colonial system. Like the colonization of the Algerian people, the colonization of the Palestinian people must end. It has brought incalculable pain to Palestinians, and allowing it to continue degrades all of us. It is peculiar that some people gaze upon the fragmentation, occupation, and genocide of Palestinians and, as a precondition for supporting their liberation, demand that they specify exactly what a decolonized Palestine would look like. I do not need to know what decolonization would look like in Palestine in order to fight for it. It is impossible to know such an outcome, and that uncertainty does not make it any less essential. In Algeria, a combination of the refusal of many Europeans to comply with the decisions of negotiators, alongside the incapacity of two governments to tame the massive violence that had been unleashed throughout colonialism and a brutal war, led to an unexpected outcome. We turn to history not in order to know the endpoint, but to expand our sense of what it is like to fight without knowing the future. In the last months of the Algerian War, a new phrase became popular among those who wanted the country to remain under French rule: la valise ou le cercueil, the suitcase or the coffin. Those were the only two options they had. They said, "We leave or we die." Europeans claimed that Algerians had coined the phrase as a threat, while Algerians said that it was the French who had come up with it to justify murderous settler violence. Either way, it captured what many Europeans considered the only two paths in front of them. Most chose the suitcase. I reject this zero-sum game. Lately, I have been thinking about the coffin and the suitcase, trying to find new meaning in these two objects. The choice we need to make is not between death and departure, but between accepting the way things are now and fighting for the very way they could be. Israel has built a giant coffin that has swallowed Palestine. We can condemn an entire people to remain locked inside it, or we can gather what we can to move toward an uncertain future.